If you're wanting to move to Australia but you're not sure if you're actually going to be able to get a job, then I'm going to go through the 50 most in-demand jobs in Australia in 2022. G'day guys, my name's Ross and I moved with my family to Australia during a global pandemic. Our channel is all about showing you our new Australian lifestyle with the hope of helping and inspiring you to also make the move yourself. Moving over to Australia isn't always the easiest thing to do, and most of the time you're going to be relying on your career and your profession being on the skills list. Every year the Australian government lets a different amount of chosen careers into the country based upon their demands at the current time. So I looked back at the total amount of visa entries for 2021 so that you can find out whether your profession is in demand and hopefully help you decide whether you want to move to Australia. So coming in at number 50 and number 49 respectively are apparently actors, dancers and entertainers, because Australia doesn't have enough of those at the moment, and also artistic directors, media producers and presenters. In 2021 they let in about 1,000 people of each of those categories. And based upon how bad Australian TV is, if you move over here in one of those categories you're probably going to make a bit of a difference. Like, for the good. Hopefully not for the bad, otherwise I still won't watch it. At number 48, again with around 1,000 visa entries, are wall and floor tilers. Why is that so difficult to say? Wall and floor tilers. You know, the people that put tiles on your floors and your walls. Apparently people don't want to do that job anymore. Number 47, again with around 1,000 visa grants, is accountants. And again, based upon the one that did my taxes last year, he wasn't very good. I mean, it did manage to get me some tax back, but it wasn't anything I couldn't have done without filling my form in myself. Loads of people here just can't fill in forms apparently. Lots of people use accountants. Number 46 is a weird one with 1,056 visa grants. Other natural and physical scientists. If you're an other natural and physical scientist, can you please add it down into the comments? What do you actually do? Number 45 with just over 1,000 visa grants is medical imaging professionals. I assume that's people that do like ultrasounds and x-rays and things. I don't know why that means ultrasounds and x-rays, it just does. And with 7 more grants than that at number 44 is other medical professionals. I'm assuming that's people with proper medical degrees and stuff rather than like voodoo witch doctors. Although voodoo witch doctors might be later on this list, we don't know yet. With just over 1,200 grants at number 43, animal attendants and trainers. What's that? Someone who I mean, I get someone who trains animals, but I don't, the attending part, they just wait with them. Number 42 with just over 1,200 visa grants are sports coaches, instructors and officials. Now considering if you're moving from the UK and you want to do sports coaching in one of the more traditional UK sports, it's probably not going to be that much business unless you do AFL and footy. It's not footy, well, it could be AFL or it could be rugby league, but they just call it footy. It's not my footy, but I'm now calling it footy. I quite like it. Number 41 with just under 1,300 visa grants are environmental scientists. Please come over and tell the government about climate change because they don't really believe in it all the time. Number 40 with just over 1,300 visa grants are midwives. I know what that is. Again with just over 1,300 grants. At number 39 are electrical engineers. With just over 1,400 grants at number 38 are plasterers. I don't really know what plasterers do though, considering I've seen how houses are built around here and they just kind of tape up the bits between the gyprock. It's not like plastering in the UK, but I guess if you're a plasterer it could be easier for you. So come on over. With the same number of grants at number 37 are architects and architectural landscapers. Again around the 1,400 mark at number 36 are occupational therapists. At number 35 are engineering managers. With just over 1,500 grants if your career is playing around in labs with science stuff. At number 34 if you're a medical laboratory scientist, come on over. With a few more grants than them at number 33, if you can already read my mind and tell me what I'm about to say, then you're a psychologist and we need you apparently. At number 32 with nearly 1,600 grants, I don't know why this isn't higher on the list, but it's air conditioning and refrigeration mechanics. We definitely need you, especially in the summer. It's so hot, and I don't pity your job if you have to get up into roof spaces at that time of the year. At number 31 with just over 1,600 grants are auditors, company secretaries and corporate trustees. Ooh, what do they do? In a zombie apocalypse and someone says, what do you do for a living? I used to be an auditor, company secretary or corporate trustee. I'll be able to save you. I mean, I'm sure they probably do a really important job for the companies. Again around the 1,600 visa grant mark at number 30 are health and welfare service managers. I'm assuming they just manage health and welfare services. At number 29 is physiotherapists. At number 28 with just under 1,700 visa grants, I genuinely didn't know this was a job until I worked at a trade college, but cabinet makers. Who makes? I thought I did that when I just bought things from IKEA. But I think that's to do with people who fit kitchens and cabinets and things in people's houses. I feel really bad for not knowing that those people existed, but I think think it's just a specific version of carpentry, which is very much in demand. With just over 1,700 visa grants at number 27 are bricklayers and stonemasons. At number 26, with just over 1,700 grants, are special educational teachers. Again, if you are a teacher, you'll find it weird because depending on which age group and style of teaching you do, teaching isn't all the same, unfortunately. Number 25, with just over 1,800 visa grants, are social workers. And with just over 2,000 visa grants at number 24 are electronic trades workers. Again, if you're an electronics trade worker, can you tell me what you actually do? Put it in the comments down below. I'm interested. If you know how to make computers talk to each other, number 23 are computer network professionals with just over 2,200 visa grants. And with just a few more than them at number 22, if you like to feed people, we need some chefs. Ooh la la. Why are chefs ooh la la? With nearly 2,300 visa grants, if you know how to make business computers talk to each other, then at number 21 is IT business and systems analysts. Now with over 2,600 visa grants last year, if you know how to make computers talk to each other, but like in code, then at number 20 are database and systems admins and ICT security specialists. Again, with over 2,600 grants, at number 19 are industrial, mechanical and production engineers. At number 18, if you like to paint things for a living, with over 3,300 visa grants are painting trades workers. With a few more grants than them, at number 17 are early childhood pre-primary school teachers, so that's like the really young ones. With nearly 4,000 visa grants, at number 16 are civil engineering professionals. At number 15, with nearly 4,200 visa grants, if you know how to manage other specialists, then they need other specialist managers. With over 4,200 visa grants at number 14 are GPs and residential medical officers. With over 4,500 visa grants at number 13 are management consultants. Are they just people who tell you how to do things and charge you loads of money and it doesn't necessarily always work? At number 12, with just over 4,500 visa grants are solicitors. If you know how to work with metal, then with nearly 4,900 visa grants. At number 11 are structural steel and welding trades people. I say workers, but people sounds better. And before we get into the nitty gritty, if any of these trades are you, I'm going to give a little plug for our friends at True Blue Migration Services. If you want to find out more about whether you can move over here and use their free visa assessment, I'll put a link in the description down below. Have a little click through, tell them we sent you, and it really helps the channel out. So at number 10, with just over 5,000 visa grants, are university lecturers. At number 9, with just over 5,200 visa grants, if you like to work with cars, are motor mechanics. At number 8, with just over 5,800 visa grants, I don't know why this one isn't higher, but it's plumbers. I think I would have been a plumber if I wasn't a teacher. I probably wouldn't have been a very good one. I'm not even a very good teacher, I suppose. At number 7, with just over 6,300 visa grants, are metal fitters and machinists. I think that's people who make things out of metal, but what do I know? With just over 6,800 visa grants are carpenters and joiners. Big demand for them around in Brisbane because they're building so much at the moment. With just over 7,100 visa grants, because all of those construction-y people need managing. At number 5 are construction managers. With just over 8,000 visa grants, because someone's got to turn the lights on. At number 4 are electricians. At number 3, with over 8,400 visa grants, because you've got to know how the computers talk to each other and you've got to make a program to make them talk. So that would be software and applications programmers. Those people can like read into the matrix. At number 2, with just over 8,700 visa grants, is my own profession, and that's secondary school teachers. And then of course, during the pandemic, with over 17,000 visa grants, at number 1 are registered nurses. Now of course we don't know what 2022 can bring, hopefully a lot better than the last 2 years, but based upon last year's visa grants, those are the top 50 best jobs to emigrate to Australia right now in 2022. If you've enjoyed the video or found it useful, please make sure to give us a like. If you want to have a look at the rest of our channel and see our lives assimilating into Australian culture, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And if like us you're considering moving to Australia with a family, then have a look at this video here with just a few tips to help you out. See you next time.